I'm grateful for everything that has like happened before here, like in my life. For the people who know me, thank you, and for the people who I haven't reached out to, I love you. Things are starting to get speed up. Time, our thoughts. It's getting. It seems like it's getting harder to like cope with. In general, I feel like this is just what my vibe of everything, of like everything in general. Um, some people obviously probably do better than others, but from what I've seen, I feel like even the people who got it together uh, may not really have it all together. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of people that are just like inside their homes, right? Consuming, um, you know, don't really do much, don't really know where to take their life. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who are rushing every day. Going to work, uh, trying to provide food for their families, not really knowing how to like stop or take a breath. You know what I'm saying? In our day to day life. And there's a lot of people that just probably on the wrong path that just can't see or make the right directions for themselves to like at least have a content day to day. I feel like that's all due to everything that's in the air, so to say, everything that's happening right now. And over the past couple weeks, I've had a lot of synchronicities, and I feel like hopefully I could get into that today. Hopefully I can help you guys see what I see and connect a couple dots that I feel like I've been able to connect within my own life, and also learning from people around me, the outside world. And there's gonna be a lot of esoteric talk, a lot of spirituality type of mindset, but I don't want to get too like put a definition on like spirituality, because I don't really subscribe to like social media and what that's. I'm not really into social media like that. But first of all, I want to thank Robert Edward Grant, because a lot of his knowledge and a lot of the things that he is discovering, it's just eye opening, and he's doing work that is kind of difficult for me to like articulate like wholeheartedly, but he's doing the work. He's doing the real work, not only in math, not only in what seems like to be just about the pyramids and things like that. He's doing the inner work, and that's which we'll get into later on. His recent video with Emilio, I forgot his last name, but Emilio's podcast. He asks great questions and gives a lot of space for his viewers to articulate what's on their mind. That podcast came out today, November 26th, and that's when I'm making this. He really inspired me, and hopefully I could do a good job in portraying what I was able to get out of that. So like I mentioned, for the longest I've been like into like psychology knowledge. Like 7-8 years ago, my entryway was like Roswell, the aliens, all of that. Yeah, all that like taboo stuff that you don't really talk about, aliens, spirituality, like kind of been in that like for a while. Plus I've been like religious as well. I've been like I grew up as a Christian, but that evolved. I still uphold a lot of the ideals of that. But anyways, that's a conversation for another day. And I feel like a lot of this information is very easy to like discard, but it's right in front of our face, and if we choose to spend time and look at it, we're going to find a lot of answers, and those answers may not come right away. I feel like I've been doing this for a while now, and I've learned so many things watching so many different types of people, different topics. Things that come to mind: Freddie Silva talking about Templar Knights and the knowledge that was lost and hidden within that. The pyramids, the math behind the pyramid. There's a lot of different things that you could really go down the rabbit hole and really get amazed by, and it's actually it makes me excited. And I feel like once you I explain what I'm gonna try to portray, you get a good understand of what I mean. All right. Okay, so now I want to start with some context, because it's been over a couple weeks and there's just things before that like kind of like caused my brain to kind of like go and shift through this, right? So a week and a half ago, I watched an interview with Aubrey. I forget his last name. Aubrey Marcus. Aubrey Marcus he had a podcast, and he had an astrologist, Deborah Silverman, she's great. Like, I watched his podcast. It's an enjoyable podcast. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's a lot of gems in there that you could learn from, and I feel I actually was pretty cool. I feel like a few of the topics that they talk about probably overlap about the overarching theme of this, right? So yeah, again, thank you guys for that. You know, thank you, because I don't think I would have been able to. That's why I mentioned it. I don't think I would have been able to explain all of this without having just like a spiked interest in astrology in the first hand. So essentially in that podcast with Aubrey and Deborah. I'm sorry, Aubrey and Deborah. Essentially, Aubrey, not going to be a spoiler, Aubrey just wasn't. He didn't think that she would change his mind about astrology, and she ended up doing that, right? And side note, I showed my dad. He's not a believer either, and he was a little interested in the video. But anyways, yeah. So that podcast, there's a lot of gems. There's a lot of things that overlap. Shifting back to the energy, how it's been lately, right? I don't know about you guys, but I feel personally that I've been in more of a, how would I say this? I feel like I've been dabbling with like self-sabotage and also perceiving Christ consciousness at the same time. So like, I don't know if that makes sense, but we're human, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all go through the same things, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I have this interest and this amazement of what is going on right now, and I can't help but notice these things. So I'm pretty sure some of you guys feel that, you know what I'm saying? And side note, so the sun has been very active over the past few months. If you go to Jason Lada's IG, Instagram, you'll be able to find a lot more information. But essentially, long story short, the sun has been emitting a lot of light and a lot of frequency. That's why we've been having the different colors in the sky. I don't want to butcher the name. Okay, got it. Aurora Borealis. All right. For those who know me, you know that I have need a couple times to pronounce it, but it's okay. It's okay. Anyways, essentially, the sun has been emitting this light, and the frequencies have effect on us. If you believe in anything in the quantum physics and physics, frequency, there's an effect on our body, and frequency plays an effect on that, on everything. Everything is frequency, essentially. And science has now proven this. So this is starting to become the new norm, and there's a lot of scientists that are backing this up now. But essentially, that's been happening. I just wanted to mention that because that's going to be very important, I feel like, with what's happening right now. So yeah, go to Jason Lada's Instagram if you want to know more about that. So boom, November 14th. So November 14th, a lot of you guys know. So November 14th, I was just watching GG33. You guys probably seen a lot of his Instagram reels, all of that. And then I go down a rabbit hole with numerology. So I'm dabbling in that. After watching those videos with astrology, I'm dabbling in numerology. And then I was like, all right, this is cool. I'm watching a few videos on Instagram. It's cool what he is describing and how he's able to describe certain personalities just based off of certain numbers, like your birthday, your life path numbers, and so on. And supposedly, people like, the top people, like the elites, use numerology, all the time. Like pricing prices in Walmart, things like this, right? So I wanted to basically find a book, find something that I could listen to, read, learn more about this, right? I find this book. So I started searching on Google. Didn't get really many different, options. And I thought I would on Google, right? But I didn't. And I went on YouTube and I typed in numerology, and then I come upon this video. It's a audio book, Numerology and the Divine Triangle. Boom. So I start looking into this, right? So I start reading this and I'm just interested. I really want to know more about the numbers, more about the descriptions. And if you read the book, there's a lot of descriptions, and hopefully in there I could cut up some of the explanations of what I'm gonna go into in this video.